everybody, you, the viewer. Rockstar Diaries, healing out loud with heart, humor, and harmony.
Yes.
I'm Janine Emily.
I'm Mr. Tracy Lee Smith, and isn't she gorgeous today?
Oh, I have my butterfly and wolf Sean, see? Wolf and butterflies. Oh my gosh, my two favorite creatures, or some of them. So we are so excited for today's guest. His name is Aaron Ryan. He is so many things. He is an author. He's a voiceover guru. He knows about AI. He's a speaker. I mean, we just say enough about him, right? He's just such a great guy.
I think he's a workaholic. Of all the books that he has,
oh
my gosh, it's like us writing about 3,000 songs in like 5 years or something like that. It's like,
oh goodness,
man.
that's a lot. We're so excited.
Aaron Ryan.
Elbow, wrist, wrist. Elbow, wrist, wrist.
Were you in the Rose Bowl parade or something?
No, but I can be. I mean, if you're taking volunteers, let me know.
So good to see you.
You too. Thanks for having me on. Absolutely. I wish I had worn something wolf and butterfly combo, but I don't have anything in my wardrobe right now. So.
Yeah, there's just something about butterflies and hearts, as you can see. Everything's heart. Heart.
It's a good ensemble.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to take us off the screen so you can be all by yourself, put you on the spot, and talk about whatever you want.
Oh, wow. So what is it? It's 5 hours, right? I get 5 hours. Are you running the clock? I don't remember how long it was. Yeah, so I'm a longtime author and speaker. I love to just add best-selling and award-winning author because those don't come very often. And the books don't always hit best-selling, but I have written 35 books and just released the 35th one, the first part of September. I'm working on a new trilogy that represents books 36, 7, and 8. And it is a sci-fi. I don't even really know what to call it yet. I know it's sci-fi. I mean, you could check that box. But it's almost like a spy, supernatural spin-off. I don't want to give away too much, but it is a supernatural kind of spy thriller that is a spin-off to something else that I've written. So I love the tie-in there. And I speak occasionally at workshops and conferences and to talk to my kids, talk to my wife, so I'm a speaker there as well. Lots of fun.
Wow, how many kids do you have?
I have 2 that I'm aware of.
Okay.
Oh, a guy with a sense of humor. Woo! I can't wait to talk about Dissonance, but this question just popped up immediately about self-publishing, because that right there shows that you have guts and grit, right? Is there one big lesson that you learned through that process?
Oh my gosh! So I'm self-published by choice because traditional publishers, the pros of going self-pubbed versus trad-pubbed far outweigh going trad-pubbed. That was very redundant. Strike that, edit it, move things around. It'll sound better. But I like traditional publishers just take a really long time to get your book to market. I hate that. You can't command very high royalties. I hate that. You can't choose your own creative and editing team. I hate that. You you can't design your own covers if you're graphic designally inclined, and you can't do that if you're trad pubbed. I hate that. So I love the fact that with independent publishing and self publishing, you retain all creative control and all rights to it as a self pubbed author. So. I think the pros far outweigh the cons. If anybody was getting into it, and I think the biggest refrain that you hear from anybody is like, "Oh crap, I'm going to have to market my book myself," as opposed to a trad pub. You're going to have to do that anyway, whether you go through self-published, traditional published, hybrid vanity publishers. You're going to have to, and why wouldn't you? If you love your book, you want people to know you're an author and you've written a book. I'm wearing author attire, and I do this every day, because I want people to know that I'm an author. I'll hold it up so you can actually read it here.
Yeah.
I want people to know that I'm an author, so they ask questions and I get to tell them about the books and things like that. Why wouldn't you do that?
That is fabulous, and I love that shirt, truly.
Yeah. There's like 25 more where that came from. They fill the closet. My wife's angry.
You're watching the Rockstar Diaries TV show.
Earlier and said you're a workaholic, but hey, when did you first get that bug? How young were you when this is what I want to do?
Oh, I was very young. I am a workaholic, guilty as charged. So I think I was 7, maybe 8. I think I have this wrong in my my about the author, but I know it was second grade, and Mrs. Walker, God rest her soul, gave all of us a second grade writing assignment, and it was totally crude. So it was, college lined 3-hole punch paper with crude stick figure drawings and double spaced. You get docked if you write it on every line. Double spaced and single sided, and construction paper, wrap around with those. I don't know if you call those things. They're like braid buttons where you push them through and then you separate them.
Oh, you're aging yourself.
Yeah.
I
no,
totally did.
This is way before computers and anything like that.
Yes.
I remember writing it and going, wow, like I made this. It was a huge epiphany and revelation to see that this came from here, went out through my fingers, wrote it out, and then look, I'm holding this in my hands now. And that was really an epiphany at a young age. But man, when I read The Lord of the Rings for the first time as a spring chicken teenager, that blew my mind, because J.R.R. Tolkien took 15 years to write that whole saga, and I wanted to do that. I had already written my own. I wanted to do that, and like, holy cow, you can do this. You can write your own book and hold it in your hands. It just blew my mind. So,
well, Dissonance, let's talk about that, because you have a fascinating way of talking about aliens, like connected to the human spirit. So did you see an alien growing up? I thought I did. I thought I saw a flying saucer. So how did you get into From my understanding, one of them is being made into a screenplay right now, a movie. Is that correct?
Yes. So it's actually been adapted for the screen already. I have 3 of my books that have been adapted for the screen. One of them is the first one in the Dissonance saga. And it was such an extraordinary process to actually see him take what I had written, mirror it closely, because that's every author's worst fear, is it's going to, take this endearing and not so endearing rabbit trail way away from the book. And people hate that, you want it to be true to the book. So I wrote it, and I intended to write a single book. Mm-hmm. It ballooned into a 6-book saga before I knew it, because there was just so much more story to tell and so many more depths to mine and plumb. But no, I was never abducted. I was never brought on board a spaceship that I remember as a kid. I was called Space Cadet a lot when I was a kid, so maybe I'm an alien. I've always been fascinated by them. My favorite movie is, in fact, Aliens with Sigourney Weaver from 1986. I'm sure it's yours as well. And the bug bit. Yeah, the bug bit there as well. It's just, that's my favorite. So I wanted to write a singular novel about an alien invasion. I had no idea it was just going to be so rich and deep that it would spawn 5 sequels/prequels. And it's my best-selling set, far and away beyond anything else so far. So no complaints.
Woo! We're going to put some applause.
So Independence Day is like one of my favorite alien movies.
Yeah.
That one. But when you look at all your catalog, everything that you have, and you have different varieties of things too. I mean, you have like a children's book, you have like God Is Not Santa. When we write a song, it's kind of like our baby.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's like the best thing, and you don't want anybody to mess with it. It's our baby, and it's that until you write a song that's better. You know what I mean, or something like that. But you still go back to that one, like, oh, this was just so good. Do you have one of those?
Well, So again, working on book 36, 37, and 8, I have a real fondness for Dissonance because I keep making new iterations of it because it's so captivating. I'm actually reading through it again right now, and I'm in book 3, which it's a totally confusing number system in this series because I wrote 1 first, but 1 is the 3rd book in the series. So, drink a little before you read it and you'll understand it better probably. You understand why the Beatles did LSD so much when you read my comics. But it takes new forms. So like this new one that I flashed earlier, this is an all-in-one. It's a paperback that has all 6 in one.
That's cool.
And then I made, a cover for it. Now I've got a hardcover all-in-one version. So I'm very fond of that. But as far as my creative work, the one that was probably the most that I'm most proud of as far as the complexity of it, the difficulty in sculpting a narrative that, in some respects is maybe a little difficult to follow here and there, but makes sense in the end. And, hindsight's 2020 is Forecast, which is a 9/11 historical fiction thriller. A weatherman is struck by lightning. He's a weatherman, so of course he's struck by lightning. And then he's able to see the future. He's able to prevent 9/11 entirely. So it doesn't happen. But how he goes about it is an Inception-worthy mind bender. And I wrote that book first person. It splits into third person. I can't say why because it's a spoiler. And then it coalesces back into first person. Really complex book to write, and it turned out so good. So I'm very proud of that one.
Whether you're looking to buy, sell, or invest, my team and I are happy to help. We work across all price points and specialize in helping clients relocate from anywhere in the country. Give me a call, 214-708-2450.
The number you have dialed is not in service at this time.
The number you have dialed has been changed. The new
Hello?
number is...
KDOA, killed dead on arrival. We only play dead musicians' music. I guess you are all wondering why K-Love isn't on the dial. Well, we switched formats to KDOA. A word from our manager, Mortimer Graves. Yes, to our listeners, we've received a complaint. Our lawyers are belly up on their grenade to avoid litigation and prevent our lights from going as dead as our ratings. We've hired the plaintiff. She's now our weather and traffic girl. Now, if you excuse me, I have to go find a new intern. Our last one quit to become a roadkill chef because the work is less demanding. Thanks for your attention to this matter. Dead on arrival, we're not dead, but your career is. You got the ghoul. The ghoul is cool. Welcome back to Dead on Arrival Radio, KDOA. It's 5 a.m. on the dot, and you know what that means. Time for the most inaccurate, yet somehow legally binding weather and traffic report with the one and only former frustrated caller, Karen. Brought to you by the law offices of Dewey, Cheatham, and Howe. We'll get you a settlement, even if we have to make one up. Karen, you there?
I'm here. Yes, I'm here. Just 1 second.
Sounds like our favorite former complainant turned colleague is already stuck in the morning commute. What's the holdup, Karen? The 405 looking a little backed up?
No, not the 405. It's the drive-through line. It's an absolute shambles. I just heard this guy ahead of me order a Moco Verde Grande, and in Spanish. What is that, a large green booger? Really? Even I know that. It's gonna be one of those days.
Okay, we'll try to find that on the traffic report. What's the weather like from the front seat of your Buick? I hear there's a 100% chance of passive aggression in the air.
Yes, it's quite human, Mr. Ghoul. I'm getting a little bit of condensation on the window, and I'm not sure if it's from the weather or my sheer frustration. Slow. Oh, it's my turn.
Welcome to Coffee Coma. Can I take your order?
Yes, I'd like a medium-sized coffee, please.
Medium. Okay. And for the type of coffee,
I need a triple shot, non-fat, sugar-free mocha latte with whipped cream and sprinkles, but only the little heart-shaped ones, okay? And it needs to be made by a barista named Jennifer.
She knows she's live, right?
sir, we don't have sprinkles and Jennifer is on break.
Hey, I am a ma'am, not a sir, and if you don't have Jennifer, you need to find her now. I have a contract with this radio station that specifically says my needs, no matter how unreasonable, must be met. This is a matter of litigation.
Well, folks, it looks like Karen is predicting a major traffic jam on the I drive-through, and the weather forecast is a mix of high pressure and legal precedent. This has been your Dead on Arrival weather and traffic report. We'll be right back after the break. Don't touch that dial, or my marriage is dead on arrival if I lose this job.
Hello, Caleb.
KDOA approved. Life is short. Don't screw it up.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that is. I'm going to jump around, and I know you can keep up with. We're teachers and coaches, not only for singing. I've studied voice for decades, but voiceovers is a slight bit different. Oh my gosh, this guy right here, you guys got to hook up because he has like 50 different voices, and I can't even believe how different they sound. But you became a voiceover. Do you have any words of wisdom for us? As far as, did you study it? Do you study like different actors and they talk, the dialect, any of that?
Yeah. So voiceovers is such a, sadly, it's become a crumbling industry under the weight of AI, the SAG-AFTRA strike, the economy, underbidding colleagues, lowballing clients, but especially AI. And so I've lost so much business and so many good clients I've loved forever. Either they themselves have been replaced by AI or they've replaced me with AI. So it's doing one of these right now, which is why I've really made a concerted effort to return back to authoring. So I never took any training for writing, for multimedia production, for voiceovers. I'm naturally taught. I'm very hands-on, practical application. But for the voices themselves, like I don't do a lot of character animation work. That's a major genre in voiceovers. I'm not Don LaFontaine. I'm not Mel Blanc. I'm not any of those people. Occasionally Occasionally I'll dive into the, would you excuse me as I take a phone call in this interview?
It's the president.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry. He's calling again for more advice. Yeah. No, I like doing them, but my primary bread and butter right now for voiceovers is commercial and e-learning. So I am, for example, the voice of United Healthcare for the third year in a row, and that has paid our mortgage, it pays our insurance. It's amazingly lucrative, but for that, I don't know where we would be. It also funds the authoring pursuits as well.
But also, any sort of speaker, they need to know how to use all four of their voices. Some people, when I go and we talk about this, no offense against these speakers, but they talk in one voice, monotone. They don't go into their high, falsetto or loud voice, or their soft, lower voice. Anything that you can study with voice helps with speaking. You mentioned that you do speaking in workshops, and that puts you over the edge, I think, as far as being considered here versus, oh no, that's who we want. And so that makes you for that gig is because you have studied voice.
Yeah, there's definitely different wavelengths to your voice, and I've been on both sides of the aisle as far as auditioning for a job and casting people for particular jobs. And so when someone is stuck in this particular bandwidth right here and has no ability to bring themselves up for emotion or bring themselves down for grit or gravitas or any of that, then they're limited, and thus they're no longer a contender because they're not diverse. They have to expand.
Yes.
I don't really, one particular genre of voiceovers I really detest is a strong word, but I detest it. I hate doing audiobooks. They take way too long and they pay way too little. But for my own books, I actually recorded all of my fiction novels because, that's me bawling in the writing when I kill off a character. That's me bawling in the editing when I'm revisiting that scene. And
Oh,
that's me
wow.
bawling. There's my studio back there. That's me bawling in the studio when I'm revisiting that scene again. Nobody is going to care about the story or the characters as much as me.
Yeah.
So it's really, and I just actually did a video on this and posted it in my channel. It really, it's so funny because when I'm out doing a vendor market booth and I'm selling my books, many people will say, "Oh, I don't buy books. I don't read books. I'm an Audible guy." And I go, "Well, hey, it's actually playing. Here's the audio version right now if you want to slap on these headphones and listen." And they go, like 9 times out of 10, wait. Did you read it? And I feel like I'm in trouble. Like that answer, no answer is going to be right. You know, I go, yeah. And they go, okay, good. You know, then they're interested because they want the author to narrate it themselves.
Yes.
So brings it out.
Instead of AI.
Yeah. Oh, the AI voices is just an epidemic. I loved, though, I can do a lot of different accents. So there's New York, there's Dixie, there's down south, there's Australian, there's British, there's Latino, there's Caribbean, there's Canadian. I'm doing all those accents believably myself in the audiobooks of my audiobooks, and it's a lot of fun.
That is amazing. I heard in an interview one time from Colin Farrell, who, of course, has all different kinds of voices because he's from Europe, but he comes here and he said the hardest voices were just the different dialects here, like in New York, Brooklyn,
Boston,
like the learning the differences. He had to put his all in. So he was accurate for that particular movie.
Just not listening. Listen.
I'm looking at your catalog and I'm going, man, I'm going to make a prediction for you. That you're going to be the sci-fi Taylor Sheridan. Is that the guy's name? Taylor Sheridan?
Yeah. Who we love. Yellowstone, and Tulsa King. And
I can imagine you because, man, aliens and sci-fi, I mean, everybody loves that.
Yes.
I see it. So
I sure hope so. That's every indie author's dream, and I dare say every author's dream is to have their book adapted for the screen. It wasn't J.R.R. Tolkien's dream. In fact, he strongly disagreed with any approach to that in the prefaces of his books. But man, I'm so, that's the one thing that I'm just so jazzed and the most excited about in my authoring journey is the potential. We've got a 4th meeting coming up with a major studio, and we've only had one no. We've only had one no from one studio so far, and it's been Paramount and Skydance, because I can't remember who bought who, but I think it was Skydance bought Paramount, and everything's being shelved right now. So it was nothing personal against Dissonance. It's just everything is on hold. But man, there is a studio out there. I'm not going to say who it is because NDAs and stuff, but we have a 4th meeting coming up with them. And this is the precise studio that I would absolutely love to produce this, because they are epic. And this is, an alien invasion on a global scale. You want them to produce epic stuff. And this studio has produced epic stuff.
Okay. And we could say we once knew you and talked to you.
I get that too. I once knew Janine and Mr. Tracy.
That's right.
And hopefully we'll be just up there with you. So if you did a movie about yourself, who would play you?
Oh my gosh. Geez. Who's the guy who died? The Jewish guy who always talks like this. Gilbert Gottfried.
Gilbert Gottfried.
Yeah, maybe Gilbert Gottfried. I don't know. Somebody goofy, but like they're going to surprise you with a lot of gravitas and sincerity and maturity when you least expect it. So maybe.
Yes, I love that. Multi-dimensional, right? Do you want to do the hard question?
Okay, it's time for
the
hard question.
All right.
Dun, 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 dun.
Okay,
He's like,
this is going to be an either or.
oh no.
Okay.
An alien comes to Earth and alien comes to Earth in a dog's face fashion.
Yeah.
And wants you to teach him how to ride a bike. Or you go to dinner with your most famous celebrity that you want, and you can eat whatever you want too. But all they're going to talk about is the Left Behind series and why you didn't write it.
I will, I was actually inspired by the Left Behind series to write my The End series, which is a Christian dystopian saga. So I will absolutely take door number two, especially because if I can eat anything I want, it's like lobster and shrimp. So I'll take that, and you just say whatever you want because I'm just going to be eating.
Oh,
Yeah, okay,
nice.
that's
Okay.
good.
Yes. You know what? I like that. But tell me exactly where you live. Not exactly like streets, but what city do you live in?
You want latitude and longitude or that?
No.
She's from Seattle.
I'm originally from Southern California, then Seattle, so the West Coast, and you're Pacific time. So,
yep. So I'm Olympia. It's an hour and a half south of Seattle. You know where it's at.
Okay.
Olympia. When I tell people where I'm from, and I say Olympia, no one knows where that is. So I always say hour and a half south of
It's the
Seattle.
capital of Washington, and it's funny that you would say that because I lived in Washington for 37 years, and my family is still there in Kirkland and Bothell.
Yeah.
So I lived in Kirkland, Bothell, but the last 20 I lived there was in Linwood.
Yeah, we lived up in Edmonds, right off 148th and Highway 99. That was my favorite Taco Bell. Yep.
Oh, I went there all the time. I took him there
I
all
thought
around.
that was you.
Yes, we probably grew up in the same decade, where, all those places to go on Aurora 99, all those cool places where Hart used to play before they got real big.
Yeah.
We just had Rod Fisher on our show. And it's funny how things come full circle. Where in Washington? I'm like Seattle. because nobody knows
unless they're from there.
unless they're from there. You know, dig deeper.
With your experience of Seattle and Washington, man, you could write up on slow traffic. So I'm taking it for granted that you're a Christian because I'm sensing there's a lot of Book of Revelation swirling around in some of the stories, like taken inspired by. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm one of the sane Christians. I just want to say that out front.
And so are we. And we get what you're saying.
Yeah. It's crazy. I mean, it's one of those things where we're painted so poorly in movies, and we're always the fraught priest who is having an affair and is practicing demon worship on the side. That's not me. I just want to file a disclaimer right there.
Oh my gosh, it's so true.
Yeah, it's crazy. I was really inspired by the Left Behind series in the 90s. I loved Tim LaHaye and Jerry B. Jenkins. I don't think I read all of them, but I wanted something that was similar to that with The End saga, which is a trilogy I wrote, but I wanted it with a cruel twist. So it's not the tribulation. He is not the Antichrist. He thinks he is. He is basically a deluded techno-trillionaire, not Elon Musk. And he basically thinks that he is, every time I say that, people go, oh, Elon Musk? No, it's not Elon Musk. He wants to be the big kahuna. And so, you know, he has all the resources. He's hunting down Christians. It's literally like a second Holocaust, but in the year 2113, and of Christians this time. But man, it's loaded with redemption and heart and a lot of scripture in there. As a Christian, I really felt I wanted to write something that was clean fiction. Not that this is unclean, you know, get thee behind me, unclean spirit. But this has mild profanity. And I was like, a Gorgon, the aliens are called Gorgons. If they're coming at you and they're going to eat you, you don't go, ah, shucks. You know, you might say something else. Yeah. So these guys, there's a little bit of profanity because I wanted verisimilitude in real life situations.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
I felt very convicted about that, though. So the next series, I was like, all right, I'm going to do this next one. It's also dystopian, post-apocalyptic, zero profanity this time. And I accomplished that. So
cool.
Our pastor wrote a book, Rebranding Christianity.
Yeah.
And the whole church, their mission is to change the stigma around Christianity. Mm-hmm. We're not called to be judgmental. We're called to be full of grace and love.
It's come back to the original, what Christianity started with, you know, Jesus didn't deny anybody. He said, come, like basically come as you are. And we're on team you. You just come to church and you just, you know, that's your space. You know, you grow in it. We do a lot of local good, like food pantries and things like that. So it's really cool. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So like we were talking earlier about what you went to school, mm-hmm. and you had, mm-hmm. Did you write a book where you were in past tense from all of the things? Because nowadays kids don't realize, you know, we had Jiffy Pop popcorn
and VHS, and
back then we had to struggle. We had to get turn the dial on the TV, you know. We didn't have computers.
Yeah, I'm getting hot just thinking about it. It's just so curious. If paper route, you know, uphill both ways.
Yeah.
My mom actually did say that, by the way.
My kids know exactly what I want to play every Saturday morning, and every morning, you know, if it's not a school day and I have the time to make a big breakfast for the family before you got to whisk them out the door. My kids are 9 and 6. But I love Saturday and Sunday mornings making a nice big breakfast. But bar none, every day of the week and twice on Sunday, every chance I get, will be 80s music, an 80s rock or an 80s pop playlist through, I can't say her name because she's going to activate, but through Alexa while I'm making food. And it's 80s, man. 80s is where everything good stayed. You know.
So you didn't like the mullet, or I don't know if the tidal wave. We picked up at our life group the other day. Pulled up pictures because some of them had never heard of the tidal wave. You know,
you mean Flock of Seagulls?
Yeah.
Flock of Seagulls swoop. Yeah.
Was that the 80s or was that late?
That was 80s. That was 80s. The mullet was 90s. So I'm gonna offer a retraction and a correction. I'll say the 80s and the mullet is where everything good stayed. I
Hey, business in the front, party in the back. You know.
He said that. I didn't even know that was the thing.
I'm sure the mullet was like December 31st, 1989 and January 1st, 1990. So it's right there. So we'll just push it over into the 80s.
That is hilarious. Oh my goodness. Do you have any like really cool questions you want to ask?
Well,
I think they've all been cool. They've been very cool, all of them.
Are you sure? Sometimes I feel like I'm lacking on the cool question. Cool radio.
Just break the dial, leave it on here.
Yeah. Very nice. You must do radio imaging. Cool radio. Don't touch that dial.
Yeah.
And radio stations are kind of one of those things that's going out of style too, because everybody's just has their own playlist. We have I digress again, but we have a really good friend, Lori Hardy, who was in the Seattle area for decades, famous celebrity on all different radio stations. Winter 6.
The name sounds familiar.
Warm. And she has stories to tell about how it went from there to there. Like DJs used to have conversations and be able to talk about things, the history of a song or this or that. Mm-hmm. And now they're told brevity. Don't talk about yourself. Don't talk about anything. Just introduce the song and moving forward. And so I feel like that's going out of style too, as those radio stations. But
like when you're talking about radio stations changing, I just did an interview for Roxy, 94.5 FM in Olympia, and it was one guy who was there. One guy at the station who was interviewing me. There was nobody else there. The station is running. They're broadcasting music. He took me back where it was. It's completely autonomous. There's no DJ there. Mm-hmm. And it's all this pre-programming that the DJ is running from home. And I'm going like, what? It's just weird. But anyway.
When your time comes, choose Eternal Rest Funeral Homes. Our deluxe departure package includes everything you need for your final curtain call. From a custom engraved headstone to a comfortable casket that's been reviewed for a 5-star stay. At Eternal Rest, we believe everyone deserves a grand exit. That's why every casket comes equipped with a top-of-the-line sound system and a microphone so you can finally get a word in edgewise. Our advanced Wake the Dead technology ensures your last words will be heard not just by your loved ones, but by everyone in the neighborhood. And yes, our sound systems are pre-tuned to KDOA radio. We even have an electric fence buried near your tombstone. If anyone dares to pee on your grave, they will remember you for a lifetime. Eternal Rest Funeral Homes, making your eternal rest sound more lively than your life.
KDOA approved. Life is short. Don't screw it up.
Now, back to the music someone died for.
You're watching the Rockstar Diaries TV show.
So I got a question for you. So when you're writing your books, do you give yourself a limit? Like, I'm only going to do 1,000 pages or less or whatever, do you have a limit to yourself?
Good question.
No, I do. I think it was Stephen King who said he likes to write like like 1,000 words a day or 5,000 words a day. I like to get at least 5 pages in, and for a 6x9 book, I don't know how many words that is, but I like to get in at least 5 pages, because you do 2 months worth, and that's a book, like every single day. But there's going to be days where I'm just on a writing tear, and I've been on that lately for the new Talisman series. I've been on an absolute writing tear. And so I've got 269 or 59 pages. It's getting close to the finish line. But there are other days where I'm just like, I have no idea where to take this. And I have the gist. I totally am the reverse from a lot of authors. I reverse engineer my books, where I'll design the cover first. And if the cover is sexy enough, then I'm going to go, now I have something that I can envision that I can work forward to. Right?
I love that.
Like, oh, that's cool. Now I just have to write the book. Oh, crap,
Yes.
I have to write the book.
Hey, you had your title line, the description of that book. You had me right off the bat. I was like, boom, I got to watch this movie. That's what I'm thinking in my head. I gotta see this.
This Dissonance, I'm so proud and so grateful for the stories that have come to me, because you just hope that you write something good. I've never written anything where I've just gone, like I'm 50 pages in and I go, this sucks. I scratch everything, go back to the drawing board. I've never done that. You just hope that you get a great story that's really compelling. Dissonance, it has so much thematic depth. It has so much heart. And yes, it's about an alien invasion, but really it's about humans. And so I love the heart behind the story, exploring why people do what they do and say what they say. It's not just like, and then we rounded a corner and there was an alien. Oh no! And then he eats us. Story over, the end. Goodbye. It needs to have like, what's the human struggle and the what's the conundrum that we face in that process that we can explore. I forget who it was. It's a Russian author who said, the goal of every author is to get their protagonist stranded up a tree and then throw rocks at them. And then that you'll see how they fare, which reveals a lot about that protagonist as he finds his way out. So I like that.
We've been learning a lot about that. I have a question. How many hours a day, when you're in the thick of writing a book, how many hours a day do you dedicate to writing?
25.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's what
45 hours or minutes? What do you say? 45 hours?
Yeah.
Hours out of a 24-hour day.
Yeah, 25 hours a day. You can really only do that when, like, if you're talking about the 24 TV series with Jack Bauer, Kiefer Sutherland, because it really isn't 24 hours, because there's 15 minutes out of each hour for commercials. So, right, so it's really not 24 hours. It's like 18 hours, really. Sorry, endearing rabbit trail. I don't know. I sometimes, again, like when you're on that writing tear, I'll go 2 hours. But I have a 9-year-old and a 6-year-old, so I try to do all that writing during the workday when I'm in here, and I want to be with them, because they need me and I provide for them. So, and my wife would like a break as well. So, yeah, sometimes it's all done within the confines of the 8-hour workday here. I'm doing voiceovers and auditioning and recording and marketing, and then writing and marketing and writing and recording and bouncing back and forth. It's like a doctor with a pager.
Yeah.
Truly.
Cedar Ridge Acres soap. Why? 'Cause you smell good.
It has been such a joy and honor. Do you have any parting words of wisdom for our audience on any level? Anything?
Yeah. No, I'm kidding. I really like, there's a phrase out of a movie I like to pretend does not exist, which is Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. And it's uttered by Qui-Gon Jinn to a young Anakin Skywalker. He says, and I quote, "Your focus determines your reality." And I heard that when the movie came out and just went, oh, that's neat. Popcorn, popcorn, popcorn. But then, I don't know, it somewhere in 2015 to 2018, somewhere in there, I rediscovered that phrase, and it impacted me so much that I actually took it and I put it on a plaque, because your focus truly does determine your reality. I wanted to be a successful multimedia engineer and company. I was. I wanted to be a successful voiceover artist. I am. I wanted to be a best-selling author. I am. And so they've been my focus. My focus now is to eventually strip away voiceovers and only narrate my own books and have authoring, writing books, be the sole source of income. That is my focus. And one day that will become reality. I think it's really important to have a mantra like that so that you're not bereft of forward momentum like a pinball. Like, know where you're going, make something your focus, and then eventually that will become your reality. The second thing is, I love this phrase given to me by a former voiceover agent. She said, someone's endorsement of you, or lack thereof, has very little to do with your trajectory. And as an author, new authors and old authors, we get all hung up on people buying our books and getting good reviews and blah, blah, blah. Well, who cares? I mean, I care. I get it. I care. But are you writing for them or for you? So, don't hang your hat on those sales and those reviews, especially early on. Their endorsement of you, which is sales or reviews or lack thereof, has very little to do with your trajectory. Your trajectory, such a hard word to say, even as a voiceover artist.
It is.
Your trajectory is, as an author, is forward. So just write, baby.
Yeah.
Such words of wisdom. Where focus goes, your energy flows. You know that, Mr. Tony Robbins. Yeah.
So, Aaron, do you have anything coming up that you'd like to discuss, or how can people get to buy your books? Where would they go?
Yeah, so my it's my favorite question, obviously. So you could go to authoraaronryan.com. I want to clarify, it's not awfulaaronryan.com. It's although I got so not tired of saying that, but I found, fine, I'm just going to get awfulaaronryan.com. So I do own that, and it does forward to authoraaronryan.com now. Just in case somebody has that errant typing, on their keyboard. But authoraaronryan.com will take you to my site, and then all the socials are there. Everything's at authoraaronryan.com to find me wherever. I do have an exclusive and private Facebook group where you can go authoraaronryangroup.com. It'll take you there for discounts, specials, appearances, news on the screenplays. And I have multiple screenplays, some of which have, won entrance into film festivals and won awards already, which I'm pretty excited about. Mm-hmm. What I'm most excited about is the screenplay for Dissonance, but I'm really also excited, very much so, about the Talisman series, and going to publish that probably the end of this month. So it's coming, and I'm stoked.
Yeah.
Thank you so very much. We're going to go join your Facebook group, and we'll put everything at the bottom for our audience to be able to click right on it. Mm-hmm. So we sure thank you, Mr. Aaron, author Aaron Ryan. Not awful.
Not awful, yeah. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Welcome to the story of Dissonance. This is my best-selling and award-winning 6-book alien invasion hexalogy. In 2026, we're going about our lives day to day, just same as today. June 6th, suddenly, these things drift down out of the sky all over the planet. We don't know what they are. We fly our own drones up to them, and we see they're not crafts or drones or ships or probes. They're beings, and they're hanging there in the sky all over the planet by the hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands all over the globe, 50 feet above the ground. Talk about eerie. They don't speak, they don't say anything. They just hang there for 90 days. And we're going, friend or foe? I sell the entire series here in a glorious box set. They are beautiful. I have paperbacks and hardcovers available. Paperbacks are $14, hardcovers are $17. I sign everything that you buy. You buy a hardcover set or a box set and you get a free pen. Score. This is singly the greatest thing that I've ever written. It is full of thematic depth, heart, passion. You're going to love this series. I have very high marks on Amazon. It was bestseller on Amazon, received the Literary Titan Gold Award, received the Reader's Favorite Award, and the Book Rate Awards. Dissonance Volume 1 Reality has been adapted for the screen and is currently being pitched to streaming networks right now, so you may very well see this on the screen very soon. I'm so excited. Thanks again for checking out the Dissonance saga, and I hope you enjoy it.
You a heart-led entrepreneur with a powerful message, but no idea where to start with a podcast? I see you, and let me tell you, you have not missed the boat. I created the 7-Day Podcast Pro just for you. It's a guided experience where we take your voice, your wisdom, your mission, and turn it into a professional, purpose-driven podcast in just 7 days. There's no guesswork, no overwhelm, and absolutely no tech confusion. You don't need to know how to edit. You don't need a fancy studio. You just need your message and the courage to share it. If you're ready to be heard, ready to lead, and take your message national or even global, 7-Day Podcast Pro is your launch pad. Let's get your voice into the world where it belongs.